Hello everyone. So as I had promised about the semi-annual pivot video, here I am with the detailed SAP video. What are we going to learn in this video? We'll understand how I learnt about SAP, right? So gratitude to the guru. Then when I started following SAP, how helpful it was for me for my individual trading journey. More than a trading system, how SAP can be a view defining or a view building tool for the entire market. I mean, you name any commodity, you name any world market, indices or stock, you can use semi-annual pivot for any of these instruments and it is equally helpful. Another point is that SAP usually gives you a directional move once the SAP is out. After that, you get a trending move. But this is not a thumb rule because once we see all the examples, you will realize that sometimes it does not work, but most of the time it works. This is what my expectation is. Chalo, so let us start. I have already calculated 10 SAP values or maybe 11 SAP values for last 5 years. First, we'll understand how to calculate SAP very quickly because I have covered this topic numerous times. So everybody, I feel that it is known to everybody, but still for the benefit of new viewers, this can be helpful. First and foremost, SAP is developed by Raju sir, and Raju sir is the one whom we consider as the greatest mentor of all the time. All the members who are associated with Advanced Invested Forum, they are blessed to have Raju sir with us, and traders pan India, they are grateful to Raju sir by for all the support or all the help that he has provided unconditionally. This is the image which was taken on 21st of January, about 6 months back, when I had gone to Indore to seek his help. And the guidance, that 2.5 hours meeting, that has given me tremendous knowledge which usually we take years to achieve. So his wisdom, his understanding of the subject and all these things are helpful to us from time to time. So my humble gratitude to the maestro. Let us move to the topic. Yeah, last but not the least, the person in middle is my friend Pankaj Mungre, and this is Raju sir. This is me. Okay, so let us start. So semi-annual pivot, first we need to do the calculation. So we need our, what we have to do is that simply, yes. So we'll take open, high, low, close for this period. So now from this January 2018, if I go to 1st January, I'll take 1st January's opening price. Opening price of 1st January, that is 10,532. I'm rounding it off to the nearest level because here you can see 10,000. Here you can see the levels. This is where you can see the levels. So the level at this point in time, the opening price is 10,531.70. We'll round it off to 10,532. Okay. Then we will have our low price. So low price is very next day. We got a low price, that is 10,405. Okay, I'm rounding it off to the nearest level. So low is 10,405. High, what is the high value? So from this 1st of January till 14th of January, what is going to be the high value? Now here 14th January was a holiday, 13th was also a holiday, so we have taken 15th of January. The high of 15th January is 10,783. Okay, and now the close. Close will be as usual, last day's close. So the last day's close here is 10,681. Now when I have these numbers, just 1 minute. The number is, this number is 742, 10,742. Okay, so when I do total for this, so total comes to 42,462, and if I divide this total by 4, then my semi-annual pivot level will be 10,615. Okay, so now I got my 10,615. I have shared this method with you. I have taken open for the first of the month, low and high for the period from 1st to 14th, right? So whatever high and low is printed from 1st to 14th, that I am going to consider, and closing price of the last day. We are taking 1st to 14th for the month. If 14th is holiday, in that case we can always take 15th. If 14th and 15th is holiday, then you can consider 13th. If 13th is holiday, then you can consider 15th. Okay, that way you can calculate. Now we have a SAP number, but how to use it, the first and foremost thing. Now whenever we get a SAP, just understand this is a concept, and this particular level gives us a pivot line for the next 6 months. Now this pivot line is going to be valid for the next 6 months, but this is not a holy grail. I mean, don't consider that if you have a SAP then you cannot go foolproof. It is nothing, there's nothing foolproof in this world. There's always a stop loss that will keep you in the right side of the trade. So by using SAP, you just add few points to SAP on the upside and few points to the SAP on the downside. So for an example, here the SAP which was identified on 15th of January, so closing of 15th of January is already as 10,742. We are higher than about 130, 140 points from where the SAP value is. So we are above this level. So here I can consider, see, a simple recommendation to you can be, you consider, let's say 0.25% in Nifty, and for Bank Nifty you can consider 0.5%. So that 0.25% will always be a benchmark, because we are calculating in 2018 where the index price is at trading at 10,615. But if you consider it right now, we are at 19,000 right now. So then if I talk about 40 points or 50 points, so to avoid confusion in your mind, I am talking about keep a 0.25% buffer. How that 0.25% buffer will help us? Let's say 10 on a scale of 10,615. If we consider a 0.25 point buffer, that will be about 25 to 30 points. So above this 30 points you keep, and below this 30 points you keep. Don't trade in between that range. If you get a range of around 30 points, let's say something like this. If you get a range of 30 points above and 30 points below, just 659. So this should be a 30-point range if you keep on the upside and 30-point range on the downside. So then what happens? You don't be aggressive while price retests these levels. Once price goes below this level, then and only then you can enter the trade, because with SAP also there will be a time where there will be whipsaws. Price will keep on hovering around this zone, because this is a very highly sensitive zone. So price will try to come back, retest, revisit this zone, and once it is below this zone, then you will get a very secular kind of a move. So I remember this is the first instance when I had heard about this semi-annual concept, semi-annual pivot concept, and also about Raju Choksey sir. So then I was zapped with the concept, like on this first initial beginning of the month from 1st January, we got a secular uptrend. So this secular uptrend is about from 10,400 to 11,100. So that's about 600, 700 points in one direction. And then I remember he had taken a reverse trade as well from here. You can go back to his Facebook post and understand from there. So whatever number of points we got above the SAP, similar number of points we got below the SAP. And for the majority of the next 6 months, if the price is below semi-annual pivot, then it stays below the semi-annual pivot. But eventually, whenever the price comes above semi-annual pivot, then the holistic approach or the trend for the rest of the period becomes bullish, or it moves in that particular manner. This is what the basic understanding of SAP. So here in 2018 January, we got a trending move on the upside, and we also got a trending move on the downside. Let's move on to next SAP. So the next SAP again calculated on the same principle. Here we got a July 2018 SAP. So July 2018 SAP we got on 13th of July, because 14th and 15th was holiday. So I have taken up till 13th, and the SAP is calculated to 10,858. So then we got a very trending move even in the month of July. So after this trending move, eventually price came back again to SAP, and once it broke below SAP, we again got a trending move. So please understand this, we'll get a trending move above SAP, and if price crosses below SAP, then in that case we'll again get a trending move. This is how this was the October 2018 period, right? Now after this, in the month of January, we got a SAP, but we never got any kind of a trending move. The market was consolidating for quite some time, and it only broke out after 5th of March. This is where it broke out. I remember this trade because this is the period we had gone long on HDFC Bank, Reliance, Hindustan Unilever, all those stocks we had taken trade, and this was a period where traders were puzzled how to identify trend, and this is where the Corners RSI had helped us tremendously in identifying the bottoms and tops. So on a daily time frame it was very helpful. So then we got a trending move after March, and then it kept on going, right? So this is where the SAP, but remember again, it is not at all necessary that after SAP every time you will get a trending move. Rather, if you keep a buffer, you will be saved with all these stop losses, right? So here you will not create any position, or even if you create a position, you will not lose money, you will gain some profit, and you can come out of it. Next SAP was identified in the month of July 2019. It was identified somewhere here. The prevailing trend was already down, right? We got our SAP on this day, 15th of July. The SAP was here. In next 2 days, price went close to SAP. And if you keep a buffer zone, then you will realize that this was well within the buffer zone. See again, 11,721. If we keep a 0.25% buffer zone, so that is about 35 points. See, if I keep a 35-point buffer here, I'll just add 30 points to this. So this is my 30-point buffer. This is how the 30-point buffer work. This is 0.25%. So once price closes below this, that is when you enter, and this buffer zone will be your stop loss. You don't have to keep a stop loss of SAP all the way, because that will be a bigger stop loss. And one of the basic principle that Raju sir always keeps on talking about, small is beautiful. The smaller the stop loss, the beautiful the trade will be, so that even if the trade doesn't go in your favor, you can make most of it. So this is how the trend has gone. It gave a very secular kind of a move, and then eventually the price came above semi-annual pivot. This is where the Nirmala Sitharaman candle was there. Again price took a resistance of SAP zone. It again retraced, and then eventually it broke out above this low. The next SAP that we identified was for the year 2020. Again in this year 2020, we got a similar kind of a experience, that we got a SAP here, right? We got a SAP here. This is where the SAP was announced. Then eventually price was below SAP. Again it came back to retest SAP, and from there the COVID fall actually happened, right? So this was the biggest fall. We never anticipated this kind of a bigger fall, but then it was very helpful. Certain days during this fall were amazing from the delivery point of view. So understand, if the price is below SAP, usually it remains below SAP for the longer period of time. Sometimes it happens so that it gives move on the both the sides, like in the month of July it gave us bearish move, and after September it also gave us a bullish move. So both these things are possible. As long as price is below SAP, the main trend remains down. If it crosses SAP, then you just turn your tide and be a bullish trader. So this is January 2020. This is July. July was a very classic case because July, in a way, it was a trending move, but price again came back here, retested SAP on 14th. Then we got some trending move. There was some retracement, but price could not break below 2020 SAP. So the bearish trend was ruled out. See, this was the period when most of the traders, most of the investors, they were fearful about the next leg of fall. After this fall, people were expecting the next leg of fall. But here this July 2020 SAP guide us that there is not going to be a fall unless and until price closes below 10,532. See guys, this is market. Anything can happen in market, but you should identify certain levels and play by those levels and play by the rules. So then you can make winning trades. The next SAP we got was for January 2021. This was the most trickiest SAP is what I feel, because in the month of January we got some correction and eventually we never got a trending move in the beginning, but it was only after May, in month of May, we got a trending move. So the number, the value of SAP is not only limited to the first 15-20 days trade, like SAP will be out on this Friday. So don't expect that the trending move has to happen in immediately. It can happen at any point in time. This is a pivot level. So as long as price is above this, you can keep your bias as bullish. Price simply could not break below this level. So the bias remained bullish, and even after month of April or May, it gave us a good trending move. So understand this. Why I am repeating the method for 10 different instances? Because market is never same. You know, it will keep on evolving. It will keep on being dynamic. So you should, as a trader, as an investor, you should be ready for all the eventualities. The next SAP was in July 2021. Again, this was a period where for about a month market was consolidating, and finally when market broke out above this level, it could not sustain below this SAP level, and we got a very trending kind of a move in the month of July 2021. The next SAP was out in January 2022. So January 2022 we got some up move, but here we were certain about the bearish trend. So whenever the price actually went below SAP, it again came to retest, and this was a very fantastic trade that we could trade, right? So this was again a very good opportunity. Again, next time around, price came back to SAP, tried to breach above SAP, and again once it was below SAP, we could get a fantastic trade again here. And this went on up till June, I believe, 13th May, and then up till June, I think. July SAP was in a way revolutionary. This is where 15,183 was the level where we could identify that there's not going to be a new fall or a further fall in market. Price reversed from these levels, and eventually we got a SAP. After the SAP was calculated, there was not a single dull moment in market, and market keep on rising in a euphoric manner, right? So after this 14th of July, we got a very tremendous kind of an up move. Then this is our January 23 SAP. This SAP also has given us a very trending kind of a move. The first leg of fall, then after budget, then there was a bounce, and mid-February we again got a sell signal, and price stayed below SAP for a longer period of time. During the month of May, we got a breakout above SAP, and from those levels, price has done wonders. Like it has reached to almost 19,000 levels. So 18,025 to 19,500 is about 1,500 points that we have got on the basis of semi-annual pivot. This is how I want you to calculate this. Now this time around, what is expected? We are calculating this from 1st of July. Now a pro tip to all of you, how we are going to calculate this. Let's say on the day of 14th of July, if you convert this candle to a monthly candle, so whatever open, high, low, close that you see, all this open, high, low, close that you see will be for the period from 1st of July till 14th of July. So the open, high, low, close, you don't have to go search for candle first kahan pe hai, high kahan pe hai, low kahan pe hai. Instead of that, you just go here, look for the low of the candle, high of the candle, close of the candle, and open of the candle. Take those values from here, from this toolbar, and by just adding these values, you can calculate the average and come to the SAP level. But on a monthly time frame, if you are looking at only daily time frame, then you'll have to take it manually, right? So go to first का third का open लेना है, you take open of 3rd of July, and then low probably of the same day, then high of 7th of July, and whatever close we will get on 14th, so that you can calculate. So roughly it will come to somewhere around 19,300 odd level. This is what my expectation is. And if we get a close below 19,300 after that, we should get some 500-600 points move. If we get a close above this 19,300, then we should quickly get some move up till 19,700 odd level or maybe higher. But please understand, right now we are at a higher level. So probability of us getting a short directional trade is much higher. So probability of price going below SAP is greater. And if we get a trade on the basis of that, then we'll look for some kind of a quick fall, is what my expectation is. At the same time, always manage your risk to reward ratio. Unless and until you have a risk to reward ratio of 1:3 or 1:4, I generally do not prefer to take a trade. If there is no clarity in the prevailing trend, then also I'll sit tight, will not initiate a trade, and I will not trade without confirmation. That confirmation for you can be various methods. For growth module students, you are aware that there are momentum entries or there is a swing entry. Whichever trade you get, you can trade on the basis of that. I think this is a comprehensive coverage that we have done for the SAP. Again, my humble gratitude to my mentor, Shri Raju Choksi sir. And on this note, I think we'll stop this video. If you have any questions with this video, please write to me in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please like and subscribe to our channel, Growth Module. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great time ahead. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.